Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Monday and all of our guests today, including Bob Lenarduzzi, sponsored by Passant Motors. The biggest sale of the year is here at Passant Motors. Check out the 34th anniversary sale. It happens this weekend at Passant Motors. Get all the details at Passant Motors, BASANT Motors.com. We're just waiting on Bob Lenarduzzi, Vancouver Whitecaps club liaison. The Whitecaps playing an important game on, well, they're all important, but extra important game on Wednesday at BC Place against Vancouver FC of the CPL for the Canadian Championship. The Whitecaps looking for their fourth Voyageurs Cup.
In a
Canadian
row.
Championship.
In a row.
In a row. The Caps drew 2-2 in Seattle to clinch their eighth Cascadia Cup. They're piling up the cups.
Cups everywhere.
The cup triumphs.
Cups.
Their next MLS match Sunday at BC Place against San Jose. I believe that is. They have 3 matches left. I believe that's a 3:00 start at BC Place, which will be hopping this weekend because the Lions play a big game against Calgary, of course, on Saturday.
Second place on the line in the West.
All those teams: Winnipeg, Calgary,
BC.
and the BC Lions, all with 16 points. Okay, we got Bob now? Okay. Again, Whitecaps against Vancouver FC Wednesday at BC Place, Canadian Championship Final. And joining us now to talk about that and all matters, Whitecap club liaison of the Whitecaps, Bob Lenarduzzi. Thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are the both of you?
Lovely.
Very well. Can you venture to guess how motivated that, I know the Whitecaps will be, but how motivated that Vancouver FC team is going to be on Wednesday, Bob?
Well, this would be, I don't want to suggest their season, but it likely will be, given that they're down in the standings in CPL. And then also there's the Martin Nash factor that he is the coach of the team, took on the job recently, and they've had a bit of a turnaround under him. And there's a number of former Whitecaps Academy players that are also playing with Vancouver FC. So, yeah, this is a game for them that they have everything to gain and nothing to lose, which is the opposite for us, in that, you know, the expectation is that we will win.
Okay, I got to take you back to December, Bob. Whitecaps up for sale at the time, no head coach, criticism in the market. There was talk of them moving. And now, at this point, not that long later, Vancouver looks like the model franchise of Major League Soccer. Your head must be spinning. What the heck happened?
Well, I think the first domino to fall would be Jesper and the hiring of him, and coming in the day that the team were leaving for preseason to Spain, having a press conference here, and then off he goes. So it was a baptism by fire for him, and along the way there have been, you know, times where the way the team started, and could that be sustained throughout the whole season? There were some moments where he really needed to delve into his toolbox and figure out how to turn that around. There weren't many of them, but the one that I think is the most significant are just the injuries. The fact that Sam Adekubi in his third game, who's looking like the best player in MLS, scores 2 goals, goes down with a season-ending injury. A couple of weeks later, you've got Ryan Gold doing the same thing. And he will be back before the end of the season, which will be huge. And then you've got the potentially one of the two could be the MLS Defender of the Year, Blackman and Veselinovic. And Blackman could be back, but Veselinovic suffered a season-ending injury. So you have all of that, and then you have a spell where we lose 2 games on the trot, 3-0 and 3-0 to Colorado and LA Galaxy, who are at the bottom of the table. So all of those things Jesper seems to just be able to shrug it off, get on with it. And the other thing that he's done, which is I love, given that I'm from this city, is the opportunity for the young academy kids to get their chances. And specifically, Jeevan Budwell, who's come in, scored a goal, and not let the team down at all. In fact, looks like a very, very good player, and he's only going to get better. And then more recently, Ryan Lawami, who is from Alberta but comes on in a game and scores his first goal within minutes of getting on the pitch. So everything is coming together, and the run-in has been great up to now. We've got our destiny in our own hands by if we run out the table. And the last 3 games, we will be in top spot in the West and potentially in a battle for that supporter shield with Philadelphia. So, I mean, all of that suggests that Jesper's come in, and it's not just Jesper, it's Axel and his team for bringing in the players that have shown they're capable of playing even in times of adversity.
Yeah, more on Jesper Sorensen, if you don't mind, Bob. So, what is it exactly he does well as a coach? Is it about his tactics, motivation? What has he got going for him?
I think he's got everything going for him. Something as simple as what he did after we lost in LA, and towards the end of the match, Jaden Nelson took a yellow card that was his second in that game, and meant that he'd be out for the next game. And after the match, Jesper was honest in his opinion of that, and saying, I think he said stupid about 5 or 6 times about that particular incident, and I'm sure that he talked to Jaden prior to that, not to embarrass him, but it's one of those where that kind of thing, it may seem like a minute point at the end of a game, you get sent off, but it's discipline, and that's what's required to have the success that we've had, and his willingness to adapt to whatever the other team throws at us. He has the mindset to try and alter whatever his initial game plan was to actually provide the opportunity for the team to get back in a game if in fact they're down. So he has it all, and just his manner, I love it. I think that he's a coach that what you see is what you get. There's nothing overly fancy about him, but I think he's honest, and he's honest in situations where perhaps most coaches wouldn't be.
Bobby, there are signings in all cities. There's big ones, medium, small, but Thomas Mueller was a grand slam. What has he meant since he has come over? And boy, is he a treat to watch.
Well, I mean, his stats have already suggested that he's hit the ground running, and he's had to score 3 penalties, I think, in 2 consecutive games, which is never easy because it provides a bit of an opportunity for the opposing goalkeeper to figure out what you're doing. So you really have to be callous in a situation like that, and he's done it. The ball that he played for Brian White on the weekend that allowed us to score the first goal in Seattle was a ball that type of player can play, and not everyone can do that. So the other thing about him is just his willingness to do whatever he needs to do, aside from what he's doing on the pitch, in the community. And he's just so accommodating. Right from the time you heard him in his first press conference, you knew that the guy was coming here, not just to play the game, but to also use his global status to help sell the club. And obviously it's paying off. We've had 3 consecutive sellouts at BC Place. So just an absolute treat. There's a lot of players in his shoes, and there's some that have come in and don't want to bother with anything other than what's done on the pitch. This guy is totally the opposite of that, and is just a treat to have here and to see what he does to help elevate the sport.
Bobby, one of the most impressive things about the Whitecaps is the injury list is long, and they keep winning and collecting points. But Ryan Gaul, that's one of the more impressive things. You're winning and tied for first in the Western Conference without this guy. What's going to happen when he comes back?
Well, he's going to need a bit of a transition back into the squad, and that's why it's great that that he will be able to get some minutes in before the actual playoffs start. So yes, absolutely. I think I alluded to it earlier. When he goes down that early in the season, there's some real concerns about the rest of the season. Well, but he's still a big miss, so he's going to ideally take us to another level. And now he's got someone like Thomas Mueller to match up with in the middle of the park to enhance our creativity.
Okay, Bob, thanks for this. Just one other question. I was at the Lions game on Friday with Rick. He left the game with 3 minutes left, very close game. When you were watching Columbus FC back in the day at Old Callister Park, and as a young Bob Leonard, did you ever leave a game early?
Never.
There you go.
Never.
Bob, I had to catch the SkyTrain.
I don't care. You don't catch the SkyTrain. You find another way home.
There
you don't
go.
leave a game 3 minutes
The Canucks
early.
were playing. There's 40,000 people. I got to
No, none of that matters. You don't leave a game early.
Absolutely.
It was over. They were going to win. You got to make the call.
Yeah.
Don't care. Don't care.
Yeah, absolutely. Bang on, Bob. Thanks for this. Good luck
right.
Wednesday and
Thank you.
the rest of the season. What a season it's been. Thanks so much.
Thanks very much. Bye, guys.
You bet.